Hey everyone. Before we get started this week, I want to quickly take a second to talk about HTML entities. And what HTML entities are ways for us to represent reserved characters in HTML. So obviously, we can't use, let me make this bigger. We can't use greater than and less than symbols as actual text. Well, we can. It will work. So if we do this and save, you'll see those will show up. But if you went to go validate this code, this wouldn't actually work. The same goes for our ampersands. These will show up in our HTML, but these can cause problems down the line because ampersands and brackets are both used in URLs and within HTML. So we have to have a way to represent these in our HTML without actually using the entities. So if we take a look at this chart down here, you can see some very common HTML entities. The most common here are the less than and greater than signs, the ampersand, and then the copy and registered trademark. So we would represent these just by typing the code you see here. So you can use this entity name, copy it in, and you'll get the same results, but your ampersand will be encoded properly and you won't have any issues with this character not showing up properly. The same goes for our greater than and less than. And ampersand LT and ampersand GT will give us a greater than and less than. So these are the most common. You'll probably also want to use the copyright symbol at some point. So I would say these 3 or 4 entity types are probably the most important to remember. So anytime you use an ampersand in any of your copy, make sure you're using a and AMP semicolon entity code. The same with greater than and less than and the copyright symbol. You'll also run into proper quotes too as well. So you want to make sure you're using the right single quote and the left single quote. Whoops. And these will give you, you can see there, those will actually give you proper curly quotes instead of the straight quotes that you typically get, the hashes. So you can see the difference there. So explore HTML entities a little bit more, and just be aware when in your copy that anytime you're using ampersands or any of these HTML entities, and there are a few more than this, and you can reference the entire list from the W3C Schools site. So just be aware of that. I had noticed some ampersands used in a lot of the copy in the work you guys are turning in, and I just wanted to make you aware that there's a better way to encode those special characters.